lovelies, it's Curvylexie and I'm back at you today with a new video. I'm so sorry I actually missed my normal Sunday video day, but yesterday was actually Mother's Day and I have spent time with my family, so I didn't really find time to record. But I'm back at you today on this Monday, and hopefully you will actually be very happy about the subject that I'm mentioning today, because the requests have been coming quite a few times, especially from the people I do meet and that are still a bit wondering what I'm doing besides my normal work and my 9 to 5. And when I always mention YouTube, people are always very intrigued and they have a lot of questions. So the one that comes the most often is actually how do you get paid, or did you make money from it already, or but you're spending a lot of time on YouTube, so what do you get in return? So the Holy Grail has actually finally happened, because today is actually the first day that I received my first paycheck on YouTube. So this is what I'm going to talk about. So basically, as I was just explaining, actually I received today my first ever paycheck by YouTube, which is obviously coming via Google, and I was so happy. That's a very exciting time for me, because it's kind of a way to show that all the hard work that has been that I have been doing for quite some time, and with also the help of my husband on some other points, have been finally rewarding. And I was so happy to see this money on my account. It was about 60-something pounds, so it's not that much yet, but it's so much encouragement for the future and such a great hope that actually I will make more money in the future. So I was really happy about this. So I just thought that I would give you a bit more information about how it came and how it happened and how much time and all the things I had to do to make it happen in the first place, because I know that a lot of people want to start a YouTube channel, but then when they see that they don't make money from it right away, they kind of lose hope and give up on it. And in my way, I would like to tell you that there are real testimony of people very simple like me that can tell you for true facts that if you do invest time and a good energy and do the right thing, most importantly, to make money out of it, it will happen. So these are the few stuff that I would like to mention. So first of all, I started my YouTube channel about almost 2 years ago, but don't think that it took me 2 years to make that money. It's just that I kind of didn't invest the right time for it, and I have in a certain way have to blame myself for that reason, because I didn't take the necessary time or investment or personal time and knowledge to make it happen at the beginning. So let's say that it's about a year more or less that I'm doing things better and properly. So to start it, I had to register myself on something that is called Google AdSense. Google AdSense is actually the only way for you to make money and monetize your videos. So there's a lot of different criteria that have to be filled up and respected, obviously, before you make your money out of it. But it's a very simple it's a very simple website, and it gives you so much information, which is pretty great, because without website like Google AdSense, it's very sometimes difficult to know exactly where you're standing in regards of the way you're doing your videos and how much potential they would get for you to make money out of it. So that is something very important, and there's a few criteria that you have to respect for that. So what you need to know first of all is that regarding taxes, I'm talking for myself because I'm living in the UK, so maybe that might interest for you, that might be an interest for you if you do live in the UK too. You do not get taxed from the government until you make the first £11,000. It's more or less the same as any regular job in the UK. There's no taxes until that cap of 11,000, which is great. In a certain way, that's a way to show that YouTube can be like a normal job also, and then you will pay taxes later on. But for now, for the first 11,000, at least you're free of taxes, which is great. Second criteria is actually the fact that when you do your videos, you need to be sure that you are copyright free from everything that you're using, meaning that every single picture that you're using, video, extra video, because sometimes some people insert some mini videos in the middle of their own video, or music, everything that is in the background needs to be copyright free, and you need to be sure that you will not have any issue. Like for example, if I make a video and I use in the background Beyonce, for sure you can be sure that I will not make money out of it, because Beyonce has the copyright of her own music. So that would mean that YouTube will not pay me for using that music in the background. So all these little things, you have to be very careful about it, because sometimes you will invest a crazy amount of time looking for great topics, etc., and then you will just be like very upset and angry to notice that at the end you have made this for nothing, because it will just come out as information only and you will not monetize that video. So that first point is very important. Then what you need to know is that Google AdSense is actually a very good reason to make how can I say that properly? Google AdSense will be actually helping you making that money, because all the pre-videos that you find before your own video, you know, like sometimes you have all this little sponsorship. If you click on my video, you will see that you have an advertisement for like Forever 21, or a video of like Ed Sheeran last album, you know, all this type of things that you find before your own video is coming up. All of that is actually what helps you monetizing the video. So out of this, YouTube will actually make 45% of it and you get 55%. So it's great. We still have more than half of it, but though sometimes it can vary if you end up like for example, if in the YouTube part they have to pay the artist that was advertising in their own sponsor video first. If they have to pay the artist also for royalties, for example, you might make a bit less, but overall this is a 45-55%, so it's good to know. What you need to know also is that actually you need to reach first $100 before you make money out on YouTube, meaning that you will see, obviously thanks to Google AdSense, you can see your money growing little by little, and you will see how much you're making. You can see also which type of your videos is actually making the more money, which is actually a very great thing, because that could help you directing which type of video and niche you want to go towards. So I really like actually AdSense for this. But yes, you cannot make money before you reach $100. So it's very important to know that, because you might think that otherwise you can get your money monthly or weekly or whatever, but it's actually not the case. That's why I actually only have my first check now, because I finally reached the $100. So that became kind of like £60 something, so which is pretty good. Can't complain about it. It's always good to take, but that does help. That leads to something else actually, how to make that money, because a lot of people are always asking, but how do you make your money on, or how do you know if it's gonna make money or not? Well, you don't really know until you try it first. I think it's really important to give a try to new things. We never really know what people need, and sometimes, you know, just make your research on Google, see what is the need of people, what people are looking after. It's really important to see a bit what the need of the customers, or at least the people watching, is in general. So it's kind of your own little way to do your own marketing research and see what people can be interested in, etc. So you can have a look also at what other YouTubers have been doing. Let's be honest, everybody is doing it. You just check in what get the most videos and then you focus a bit on the topic, but you have to make it your own way, because if you see there is so much competition on YouTube, some people can get 3 million views for something very basic and not even make money out of it because they didn't respect the copyrights and all this type of things, and some people will have like maybe like 50,000 views and make way more money because they did it within the requirements from YouTube. So you cannot just, like, for example, make a video about how to tie a bow tie and not respect anything, and then getting 1 million views and then noticing that actually you're just looking at the profit but you don't get anything from it because you didn't respect everything that was required. And actually the more there are YouTubers on the more at the moment, and the more YouTube is becoming strict on all this type of things, so you have to be very careful. Sometimes YouTube for no reason will actually demonetize your video and you don't really know why, so you have to justify towards YouTube why you think that the video should be considered as monetization, and most time they answer you actually very quickly and it's always sorted out really well. So it's very positive for this. I actually got very lucky because since I started my YouTube adventure, I always had very good advice of my husband, because my husband is actually a YouTuber himself, so, and he has a channel called the YouTube Marketing, and obviously out of all his marketing things, that is what he's studying, and I managed to benefit from all his knowledge, which was the great thing for me. So I never lacked tool or information from his side to help me going through all of that. And I know for a fact that it can be very, very time consuming, and also sometimes I ended up being a bit discouraged when I saw how much work I had to put into it, and he was always pushing me very much by saying like, you need to keep going, you will see the results. And finally I am seeing the result today, so it's very, very encouraging, and that's why it gives me the motivation necessary to keep going until I manage to make even more money out of it. So what I'm saying here is that when you look at what you want to advertise or what you want to discuss, etc., always be sure that you find enough people to be interested in your videos, and also people to watch it long enough to hold on, comment about it, bring some discussion around it. The more you get discussion, the more you get views, the more you get likes and subscribers, and the more you will go towards the monetization of the YouTube video overall. So I think it's very important. If you stay too stuck on some niche and you want to talk about, like, let's say you want to have like a special animal channel, then that's fine, but you need to be sure that what you make of it is varied enough in the topics to have the people coming around and checking it. Because if every day you always talk about the same kind of topic, about the same type of subject, then at some point people will be kind of tired. You know how the society is working nowadays, you know, people are just zapping and moving on to the next stuff. So to keep them entertained and pretty happy, you need to be sure that you're always renewing yourself, and that's very important for that. Let me tell you a bit more about all of my plans regarding the money and that I made on YouTube. So first you need to know that it didn't come on its own. If you check my first videos and where I am standing now, you will notice that there's been quite a lot of changes, especially in regard of investment, etc. So at the beginning, my husband and I started like in a studio flat. So like every background and everything was so difficult to get, lighting and all this type of investment. It had to come with a price, but the only good thing we had for ourselves is that because my husband was a keen photographer, he actually had a very, very great camera. So we managed with this, which has been probably a very important investment to start this YouTube channel, and we started from there, and then we developed little by little. I remember at the beginning, because we needed a stand and sometimes a prompter for some different type of videos, and we created like our own board with the with wood, like a wood carton, wood carton, just like basic, cut as a square to put things on it and to be sure we could follow our prompters or other object that we needed, sometimes for advertisement, etc. That's part of the good times, but I'm so happy we actually get better quality things. And then on the sides we took some extra online jobs sometimes, or extra hours at work and this type of thing, so we could invest into the channel. We did invest in some special studio light and special background and all the things we needed to make the YouTube video a bit more better looking for the public. So, and all of that money has actually been invested in YouTube. We actually also invested a lot of different type of software, marketing software, to understand our production and how we had to work around these videos and make them profitable. We also worked with some affiliate programs. A lot of people like to work this way, you know, advertising some special programs and some special objects, sometimes by Amazon and all this type of website that you can advertise. And it's actually very interesting because my husband and I actually, we do have that kind of policy that we do advertise things that we believe in. I would not, for example, do a video about some medicines if I haven't tried them before and I'm not sure that it's not working. The same way that now I'm talking about the Birchbox at the moment, which is one of the things I'm trying also every day. I don't think it would be nice and reliable to make videos about some products that you don't know about and at the end you just want to talk about it to make money. So I'm actually absolutely against this. The good thing is that yes, we're trying everything that we are advertising, and that's very important. Going back to the payment, which is obviously what you're looking at, the good thing is that YouTube can allow you to be paid in different type of ways. So once you have paid reach this $100, you can get paid by bank transfer, which is the one I chose. I would have loved to show you actually the little envelope saying that I got paid, but because I chose the bank transfer, it's not happening. You can get paid by Western Union. You can be paid by check, which would have been that little envelope received, but nowadays everything is done online, let's be honest. So I didn't really find time to have a check, go to the bank and all this type of things. And the last thing is something called Rapidia. I have actually never tried it, but some of you may already know what it is, so I leave it up to you. One last thing I wanted to mention before I actually close on this video is actually the rules that now YouTube is having, because I don't want you to think that it will be difficult to get it, but you need also to know that you need to work for it, which totally makes sense. I think that it's like every job, you don't get anything if you don't do anything for it. So YouTube has actually recently changed their policies. Thanks to my husband, who's actually having more subscribers than me, I actually managed to benefit from a great day at the YouTube offices here in London, St. Pancras. So that did help me to get a lot of knowledge about YouTube and the videos I'm making, and to move to the next step. So there are a few stuff that have changed, because you notice at the moment, for example, I'm making money and I'm at 693 subscribers at the moment, actually, since today. So still developing well, but still a bit still little. And YouTube has changed that more or less just at the moment that I received the news that I was getting my paycheck. I was so upset. Tell me about it. You know what? Work pays, but honestly, when you know that you finally reached the first level, and then it's like, honestly, the morning after, more or less, I received that email saying, oh, please note that YouTube is now changing their policy, etc. So it kind of made me understand that, wow, cool, I made money, but now before I see money again, it might take a while. So yeah, there was kind of some frustration around that, but still motivation anyway for it to happen again. So what needs to happen now is that YouTube is requiring a minimum of 1,000 subscribers before you make your money, and also they are actually asking for a minimum of 4,000 hours of watch time. So right now I don't have them. Actually, I was actually at 2,000, which is the reason why it might take a bit of time now before I get my second check. But though it is doable, it will definitely be reachable. It's about me or you guys finding the right topics, finding things that interest people, knowing what you do to monetize them, knowing what you can do for people to be really interested in your videos. All of that is easy to learn and needs to be applied. But if there's only one last advice I can give you, is consistency. I am like a lot of people, I am lacking consistency, which is a bit of the reason why it took me so long also to make my first checks. But if I base myself on my husband, that is so dedicated to his channel, spend a lot of time on it, and manage, like, really, he spend evenings and all this type of things on it, and he's making money from YouTube every month, and it can vary, it can be hundreds, it can be more, but what he gets from it is definitely the result of his dedication. So if you want things to work for you, just give the time for it. That's really the best advice I think I can give you. But don't be discouraged. Don't think that it will not happen. I'm definitely a testimony of that. There's nothing more simple than seeing me on the videos. I'm trying to do topics that can interest everyone and anyone. You can like very different things, and I like to show you that it's doable. So keep going, you're gonna do great, I'm sure about this. And I really hope that if you do, after watching that video, you will leave me a small comment to let me know how you did and how happy you are now that you have your first check on your bank account. So this is all for today. Thank you again for watching and spending the time to look at this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, give me your opinion honestly on the topic. If there's something in particular that you've been making to make more money on YouTube, don't hesitate to share.